My name is Marci Smith. I am in long-term recovery. I have over 5 years clean. I work at Assisted Recovery Centers of America, and I work with ARCHway to help as many people as possible in the recovery field. My mom was not really ready to be a mom, so I was primarily raised by my grandmother. And I think that, the fact that I never met my biological father subconsciously gave me this, feeling of, being unwanted, or not accepted or rejected or whatever you'd like to call it. And I think that kind of played a large role in my teenage years and experimenting with drugs and kind of going down that path, because I kind of felt like I never, my dad didn't want me, and then also, my mom wasn't ready to be a mother, so in a child's mind, my mom didn't want me either.
Yeah.
So I think that played a large role in me trying to, numb my feelings and feel accepted, and, I always just felt like I didn't belong anywhere when I was growing up. I always felt like I didn't have a place. So I think that feeling of not being wanted by anyone that was in your life was really significant in my using and my addiction. I feel like I'm not wanted, so then I meet these people and I feel like they don't want me, so then I don't have any close friends, any close healthy relationships at all, really, which then perpetuates the feeling of isolation and the feeling like you don't belong and feeling like you're not wanted, which caused a lot of insecurity and a lot of fear and a large disconnect from the world collectively.
Yeah.
I always felt very separated from, and I always felt like there was something missing, and I think that at that time the something that was missing was just connection with other people, which I didn't allow myself because of my fears to have.
Yeah.
And I went over to my friend's house one day and she offered me heroin for the first time, and I didn't know what it was, and I didn't know what it was going to do, and I didn't know the consequences of it or the risks or any of that, and I tried it and I was stuck, and that was all that there was for the next 9 years. I got pregnant and I had a kid, and I actually gave her up for adoption because I wanted better for her than the life that I had been living, and I knew from the prior 10 years experience that I wasn't able to ever stay clean, and I didn't want that from her. She didn't deserve that. She was better than that.
Yeah.
So then it also became if I ever want to have this in my life and have that mother relationship with a child, then I cannot continue to live like this. And that was where that fundamental desire of I want to live more than I want to die came from.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? When I first got clean, it was because I didn't want to die. And then it shifted to I just wanted to be okay with who I was. And then that shifted again to I actually want to be a good person, and I want to encompass these morals and belief systems that were ingrained by my grandmother when I was a child that I never encompassed because I was doing what I was doing. And now it's shifted yet again to how can I be more helpful to as many people as possible to try and offer some hope or a message or some freedom, or you know what I mean, what can I do in my personal life to enable more people to have the chance that I've been given?
Right.
When I stopped using opiates, it was 7 years ago. So Vivitrol was not a thing. Suboxone had kind of just recently become known, and there was it was so expensive. You know what I mean? There were so few doctors that could provide it. And one appointment with one of the doctors was $500, and that's not even including the cost of the medication for the month after that. And if you're looking at that every month, what kind of addict coming off of the street has the availability and the financial, you know what I mean, the financial access to get those types of medications that are life-saving, and then there's not funding at that time. So I was I knew about it, but it was never even a real option in my mind because I knew that there was no way that I could get it. And there wasn't at that time. Like, the recovery community has progressed so much in that area, but there's still like so much more that needs to be done. You know what I mean? There's so much more that needs to be done. It makes me look forward to, you know, like we're talking about, 5-7 years ago. So it makes me, like, I'm excited to see where we'll be in 5 to 7 years from now. But in the middle of this right now is like, it's really hard because I just want to help as many people as possible, and it's like not physically possible. Right. Because for so long of my life, it was always about what I had to do to get what I thought that I needed. And my belief system has shifted so drastically that it's now about what can I do to give everyone else what they need. And this movement as a whole in general encompasses that same belief system. And I do believe that the best people that are available to help are the people that have been through it, who have been through it and come out the other side. And like, there is an undeniable level of hope that is offered just in that strictly, not even considering like what any peer support specialist specifically went through, but like just in the fact of like, hey, I did this too for this long, this bad, and now I am here to be able to help you.
Yeah.
Like that is powerful. You know what I mean? That's powerful. And that is a level of hope that is offered that is not deniable.
Right.
Which I think is huge.
Yep.
But it was a really long process, and it was a lot of really hard, internal, painful work, you know? And like really figuring out who I was, who I wasn't, who I thought I was, you know what I mean? Like the things that I actually believed in and the person that I really wanted to be, and kind of like, in the beginning, it was like forcing myself to believe that those things weren't true anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't believe them in my heart, I didn't believe them, but everybody kept telling me that they weren't true, so it was like I had to lie to myself initially to get to believe that, like, hey, maybe I did deserve a little bit better than I was giving myself.
Yeah.
And now, the amount of people that I have in my life that respect me, that honor me, that cherish me, that give me the love and support that I always wanted but never thought that I deserved, now is like, everybody in my life supports what I do. Literally every single person in my life supports what I do in one way or another. And that is, like, there's nothing that I could ever imagine that would be as powerful as that.
Yeah.
To go from the girl who had no one, who felt like she didn't deserve anyone, to this woman who is like a pillar in the recovery community, and people ask for help and people trust their judgment and like the way that I carry myself, and like that's crazy to me. Yeah. It's crazy to me. I can't, like, I look at my life most days today and I cannot believe that I ended up here. You know, like sometimes I wake up and I'm like, how is this my life? Yeah. Like, how did I get this lucky?